Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Czech police say a gunman who killed 14 people at a university in Prague yesterday shot himself when confronted by officers. Police have released body camera footage taken on Thursday of their operation at Prague's Charles University. The shooting began at around 3 p.m. local time at the Faculty of Arts building. The gunman, named locally as 24-year-old David Kozak, is thought to have killed his father at a separate location. Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala on Friday joined mourners paying tribute at a memorial to the victims. Eyewitness Ivo Havranek recounted hearing a couple of bangs and saw students and teachers running.
When I got through the crowd and I realized that there are the policemen, fully equipped with the automatic rifles, covered in Kevlar helms, Kevlar vests, I realized that, okay, this is something going on, this is wrong.
The US actor Vin Diesel's former personal assistant is suing the Fast and Furious star, accusing him of sexual assault during the 2010 filming of Fast 5. A lawyer for the actor, real name Mark Sinclair, said his client denies this claim in its entirety. Asta Jonasson is further suing for wrongful termination, claiming his company fired her hours after the alleged attack. France is closing its embassy in Niger indefinitely as tensions between the two countries escalate. The embassy says it is no longer able to function normally or fulfill its missions due to restrictions imposed by Niger's military government. Local embassy staff have also been dismissed, former French ambassador Sylvain It said in a letter. This comes as the last French troops have left Niger after being ordered out by the country's military leaders. Niger's relationship with France has soured since the military toppled President Mohamed Bazoum in July. Sudan's army chief has lambasted negligent commanders after a rival paramilitary group captured the strategic city of Wad Madani. The army had been criticized for leaving the capital of Gezira state without putting up a fight. More than 300,000 people have fled Gezira, which had been seen as a safe haven in the 8-month civil war. Demonstrators have taken to the streets of Tacoma in Washington after 3 police officers were acquitted of killing an unarmed black man whose dying pleas for air sparked protests in 2020. Officers Christopher Burbank and Matthew Collins were found not guilty of murder and manslaughter, while the third officer, Timothy Rankine, was found not guilty of manslaughter following a trial that lasted more than 2 months. The case drew comparisons to the killing of George Floyd in the same year in Minnesota.
I want to acknowledge the anger, the distrust, the doubt, the fear, the hurt, and the exhaustion that we as Black people have experienced as a result of the history of policing in this country.
Revelers have gathered to celebrate the winter solstice at Stonehenge in Britain's county of Wiltshire, marking the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. Stonehenge, which is thought to date back 5,000 years, is a circle of standing stones in the southern county of Wiltshire, and each year attracts revelers, spiritualists and tourists to celebrate both the winter and summer solstices. It is built in alignment to the midsummer sunrise and the midwinter sunset. Druids, a pagan religious order dating back to Celtic Britain, believe Stonehenge was a centre of spiritualism more than 2,000 years ago. And nearly 300 Santa Clauses came to town to bring Christmas cheer to passers-by in Tokyo's bustling business and shopping district. The Santas, mostly office workers from the area, traded their business attire for Santa suits to take part in the event at the Marunouchi district near Tokyo Station. Participating Santas were split up into 3 groups, one giving gifts, another posing for pictures, and a clean-up group that combed the nearby streets for litter. Organisers said 294 people from 41 companies signed up to participate and dress up as Santa Claus for the event. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.